All right, so welcome to lesson 3.4, place value for large and small numbers. We're going to start with large. So we're going to evaluate the powers of 10. That's what these are. And right, we learned that everything to the 0 power is 1. 10 to the first is 10. All right, keep going. 10 times 10 is 100. Then it goes 1,000. Then what's next? Times another 10, 10,000. Times another 10, 100,000. And 10 to the 6th you should memorize is a million. Notice it has 6 zeros, 10 to the 6th. It is 1 million. Now what we just learned is there's this thing called negative exponents, which are the reciprocals. So that's the reciprocal of 10 to the first, 1/10. 10 to the negative second is the reciprocal, 1/100th. 10 cubed is the reciprocal, 1/1000th. 10 to the negative fourth, 1/10,000th. 10 to the negative fifth, 1/100,000th. And 10 to the negative sixth, if it's the reciprocal, must be 1, let's write that, millionth. It's a million with THS. It's TH because there's only one of them. If there was two of them, it'd be millionths. All right, so you're going to need that. That is the basis of all our place value. So let's see that. Right? We learned there were things called trillions and billions and millions, hopefully. Right? Where did all those names for place? This is in the ones place. This is in the tens place. You learned that in elementary school. Where did those names come from? The ones place, 10 to the 0. The tens place, 10 to the first. The hundredths place, 10 squared. The thousands place, right? 10 cubed. That's where they came from, and so on. So did the other side, right? In 7th and 6th grade, you learned these place values. Tenths came from 1/10, right? Hundredths came from 1/100, 10 to the negative second, and so on. That's where they came from, the powers of 10. We didn't name them some random thing. Okay, so I'm going to ask that you say this number in a second, but let's understand, we're just going to find the value of each of these digits. All right, well, let's say this number right now, right? So these are thousands, these are millions, and these are billions, all right? So you would say that number, try to say it before I do. You would say 9,876,543,210. Okay. So what was each number worth? That 9's not worth 9. It's worth 9 billion, right? When you said it, you didn't say 9. You said 9 billion. The 8 is worth what? It's worth 800 million. What's the 7 worth? 70 million. What's the 6 worth? 6 million. So let's go back. How did I say this? I said 9,876,000,000. You're saying the value of each place. Then we have 500,000. Let's keep going. That's 40,000. No U in 40, by the way. There's a U in 4, but not 40. 40,000. And this is 3,000. So let's review. Again, you would say 9,876,543,000. Right? You say the values. And then 200, and you don't say the word "and," you say 10, right? This is the tens place, and there were no ones, so this is the ones place, but we didn't have anything there, so it's a 0. So 9,876,543,210. Okay, now you were supposed to know all that. That's the It's this side of the decimal point. Now we're going to do the other side of the decimal point. So 0.000000009 is 9 billionths, also known as 9 over a billion. That's a million, that's a billion. 9 over a billion. That is a very small number. All right, so now 0.1. That one there is 1/10, right? The first position is tenths. Since there's one of them, no S. So what's the next one? 2 what? 2 hundredths. Now we're flipping it over. So this one's 1. Let's write the fractions as well. 2 hundredths, right, is 2 over 100. And then there's an S now because there's 2. Let's be a little neater. Then it's 3 what? 3 thousandths. Now you were supposed to learn all of those in 6th and 7th grade. Okay, now we're going to add the rest of them. So this is 4. What do you think comes next? 4 10,000ths. So that's 4 over 10,000. Yeah, that's the pattern. Let's keep going. What's next? 500, there is a hyphen here, thousandths, and that's 5 over 100,000 is what that place value is worth, right? Then we get 6, and so what has to be next? 6 millionths, right? 10 to the 6 was a million. This is 6 millionths. I got to make sure I have the THS. And it's 6 over a million. And then it's 7. So what's next? 7 10 millionths. This is 7 over 10 million is what that 7 is worth. And the last there is 8. And what's after 10 millionths? 100 millionths. Millionths. And that's 8 over 100 million. Right? And we did 9 was 9 billionths. Okay. So what number is that? Well, you would say you have to put some commas in here, right? It's this number. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I have the commas in the wrong spot. My fault. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have some commas. So it's 12,345,678, and it's where it ends. Remember, decimals are where it ends. 100 millionths. That's what that number is. Seems like a big number, but it's actually small. It's a little more than a tenth. Okay, so what we're going to do, and in your homework, you're going to take these decimals and make them fractions. So let's go through the pattern. What's that one? That one's 3 tenths, right? That one's 3 hundredths, right? So you should be writing this pattern. And that one's 3 thousandths, right? 1, 2, 3. We should, right? Your homework is mostly going to be ones that are more than 4 or more over, right? Because these ones that I just wrote, you've done already in 6th and 7th. So these are 3 10,000ths. Okay. What is that? It's 157, because there's no number as 157. Over what? Over the same thing, 10,000. Why? Because it ends in that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It ends 4 places over. It's in the 10,000th place. All right, now we're 5 places over. So that's 1 over what? It's got to be 1 more 0. 1 over 100,000. 1 100,000th. That's 5 places over. So what's that? It's 81 over 100,000, also known as 81 100,000ths. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. All right, I think that was easy enough. All right, so let's go over the pattern, right? 9 tenths is 0.9. 9 hundredths, 2 places over, 0.09. 9 thousandths, 3 places over, 0.009. So what's this? This is 0.0009, okay? it goes 4 places over because there's 4 zeros. Notice the zeros do not match. This one has 3 zeros, that one, that's not a rule. Our zeros don't match. 10,000, you're 4 places over, you're at 0.0009. All right, so let's see that. So, right, we're 4 places over. So that means we need to add 2 zeros to make 4 places over. Yeah, right? So let's just go through this again. 1 3/10, right, ends 1 place over. 13 hundredths goes 2 places over. And 13 thousandths goes 3 places over. This is 13 10,000ths, 4 places over. If you're struggling, you should be writing these patterns down. All right, so now if those are 4 places over, what's this? 5 places over. So how do we get the 7 5 places over? We put 4 zeros in front of it, right? The number of zeros do not match. That's millionths, right? Millionths come after. So millionths, you end 6 places over. Why? Because it's 10 to a million is 10 to the 6th, and it's 6 places over. So we need 127, and it's got to end 6 places over. So how many zeros in front? 3, right? Because, right, if it was over 10, it'd end there. 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. Millionths are 6 places from the decimal point. Okay, so write that number down. Now notice there's a decimal point right there. See if you can say that number. I'll give you a little hint. This is the number. And we're ending 6 places over. So that's what the number is. It's 6,045,089 and 2,301 millionths. Okay? You really have big and small in the same number, but that's intentionally why I did this. All right, so what's the 6 worth? Well, it's worth 6 million. Right? It's in the millions. It's a big number. 6 million. 8. That's 80, right? From elementary school. That's right. Right? 6,045,089. 80. All right, now the 3 is over here. It's not tenths or hundredths or thousandths. Right? It's 3 10,000ths. Now you're going to be asked ones where you asked to write this word out, and you're going to have other ones where you just ask, easier, you just write it over a fraction. That's 3 10,000ths. So the O is in 100,000ths, so again we're 6 places over, so that is 1 millionth, also known as that. All right, so do these practice. So the 4 is worth 40 million. The 5 is worth 50,000. The 8 is 8, 4 places over, 10,000ths. So this number here is 42,056,730 and 819 millionths. Convert these to fractions. So that's 3, right? 10,000ths. 4 places over. This is 5 places over, so it must be 31 100,000ths. This is 6 places over, 714 millionths. Right? They all had the same amount of zeros, so that's not it, right? It's where it ends. Ends 4 places over, 5 places over, 6 places over. So make that a decimal, right? And if you get confused, go start at 7/10 because everyone should know that from the last 2 years, right? There are 700ths, there are 7,000ths, so this must be this. 3 zeros in front of a 7, 7/10,000ths. This is also 10,000, so it's also ending in the fourth spot, 29/10,000ths. Notice that we don't write commas on this side of the decimal point, which is sort of annoying. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 places over. Really asked you to memorize that 6 places over is a millionth. Right? It's 1 millionth. Good luck on your homework.